Hey guys, how's it going? Jason Sensational here. Welcome back to the channel. For today, our deck spotlight, we have a very interesting deck. This season I hit Masters with Karma, Sett, Freljoird, and the reason why I thought that deck performed quite well is because of a few things that Freljoird has right now that I think people are sort of underestimating. The first one is obviously freezes. Freezes are definitely very, very powerful. You see in the prominence of something like the Ashe deck, although the Ashe deck has more than simply freezes. But it also has the freezes are very good at just gaining some good value trades, right? But what Freljoird also has that some decks utilize, some decks don't, is the ability to ramp mana crystals. Cards like Winter's Touch, the 4-mana ramp card, as well as Wild Mysticism, the 5-mana ramp card, are hugely underrated right now. They did wonders in my Karma Sett deck, and in this deck, I think that this has the ability to shine really well, utilizing these Freljoirdian tools as well. And this is a Freljoird Demacia ramp deck, utilizing a pretty sort of formidable mid-range kind of strategy, and ramping into some very formidable late game that I think oftentimes your opponent either doesn't expect or just becomes really difficult to play around. Things like Galio giving you rallies, Tiana just rallying that you can't be denied, Gorlith being able to OTK your opponent, or even like Lady Cythria, Lady of the Clouds, coming down and absolutely destroying your opponent's board. And because we have the ability to ramp, we can play these at a reasonable turn, maybe 1 to 2 to even 3 turns earlier than normally possible. And it is only sort of possible also in respect to some of our stronger early game cards like Petricide Broadwing, blocking Badger Bear, even the Petricide Charger just become a pretty solid core to your early game. Having the bit of Challenger, being in Freljoird, we have access to the Darkened Spear, or we get like a stance swap off of Udyr or Vulpine Wander to give it regen, or we can give extra health to them with Galio. It just makes it very strong into a lot of the decks right now, because a lot of decks are either just very small units, things like Samira Fizz, or they're decks that lack a bit of interaction into formidable cards. Like Flash freezes don't work on formidable, right? And to kind of supplement that as well, we have our own sort of freezes, Flash Freeze, Harsh Winds, especially as a sort of mid-range deck. We can utilize these freeze cards to get very good value trades and really push us ahead in tempo. So it actually seems quite flexible. It does pretty well into the decks that I've sort of played into. And in this video, you'll see really how this deck can kind of just dumpster on some of the most popular meta decks out there. So definitely very interesting in current meta as of today. I think ramp is super underrated, and this deck makes it shine a little bit in that aspect. So please enjoy the games. The deck list for this deck will be down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this channel. We will have my Karma Sett Master Guide coming out this weekend, so please look out for that as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying content from me that hopefully is more consistent now. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later. Interesting. Garen, Norra, J4. To me, it looks like just some sort of Demacia Swarm deck with portals. That would just be my... Oops, turn it slightly down. Just be my initial assumption. So we have a few options. We can just ramp, or we can try to match and mulligan for some like earlier units. At the very least, I can go like 2 into this. Downside of this is it doesn't give us a unit, but it lets us curve the 2-drop. A little bit interesting. Worst case scenario, we just like find like a 3-drop, 4-drop maybe, or we keep Wild Mysticism and mull these 2 away. It's a little bit awkward because they have attack token on 3, so they're developing into their turn 3, and it's hard to just get away with Wild Mysticism. I'm not even sure it's right to keep the Winter's Touch, but in case they have a slower hand, we can maybe get away with it, because we do have a bit of stall. So I'll leave this open. I'm gonna pass now, because that leaves me the ability to play Wild Mysticism if I want to. Yep. So I can always go Wild Mysticism instead of 2 into ramp. It depends on what they do, right? If they open attack, you know, free Wild Mysticism. I don't have a good block for that regardless. So I guess I'm just slapping the wild mysticism. It enables the block here, but we're definitely going to be playing a little bit from behind. So we're gonna have to try to manage as best as we can. I mean, you can just like ramp again, or we can play that. I'd rather just ramp, no? Cause like if we get to this Galio dude, and then we slap like a region onto Galio, like, whoosh, right? Like region on Galio on like turn 6 is kind of crazy. Unfortunately, that's pretty good. But if he gives me development and I can play Galio, then all of a sudden these guys survive from these guys, right? Which is phenomenal. Just because he doesn't have access to region, right? Yeah, turn 5 Galio, honestly, you know, not bad. Especially when I can slap region on him next turn, holding up double flash freeze for future attacks. Kind of like the power of ramp decks. You can definitely get yourself in a position where suddenly you're playing from behind and now all of a sudden you're feeling pretty comfortable in your board space because the kind of units and the quality of units that you can play is just so insane, right? And then if we just get to 3 more turns, these become 6/6s and it's really good, right? Like all of a sudden his attack doesn't even look that good even though he can go pretty wide, right? Like all of a sudden this just doesn't look that good, right? He's giving me a free trade here. He's a value trade or value attack here. And there's no burn in this kind of deck, right? With double harsh winds, I can let my life total go down to a pretty reasonable health total and still feel decently comfortable, right? Now I do have to give region to Galio next turn, just in case he gets like J4'd. Well, I do have harsh winds. Maybe I don't need to do that right away. We'll see what happens. Because I could just go like wild mysticism badger bear, and then all of a sudden on his next attack turn, my feral mystics are going to be enlightened, and then they're going to be really big problems. And then, you know, we have lots of late game, right? Tiana's, Udyrs, Gorlith, Cythria's. Realistically, after this turn, it should be very difficult for him to kill us. I don't really think he has very good options. Now, rally could be a potential issue. But he can't like rally J4, for example, right? So we'll just have to just be open to things, I guess. Single combat? Single combat would really suck because it lives. And then I never get the region that I would like. Okay. It sucks, but again, like that's the like, look at how much he like invested into it, right? Where we're gonna blow him out with some harsh winds eventually, and then we have a lot more late game that we can kind of leverage, right? Like another Galio. I think it is just the wild mysticism though, just because then we'll get 6/6s that just completely dominate board. So the only thing I'm scared of is if he pings this. Not that I can really help it, but it'd be unfortunate because I'm getting a really significant stat boost next turn. Nice, huge. Look at that, pow! And then like double harsh winds. Oh my god, we're so crazy. Yeah, he's pulling out all the stops now. I would like to keep up harsh winds. I probably can't play Galio, but again, it depends on what he plays, I suppose. We'll see. Interesting though. So like a Bandle Swarm deck, but also with some insurance for the late game with Treasure Trash. Not bad. But I think ramp strategies right now are just a lot better sort of late game insurance than something like that. See what he gets though. What the hell? Can I get away with playing Galio? He attacks? We'll see, we'll see. Like maybe he's like, maybe he generated like a rally or a Tiana, you know, something that can rally. And then I would be amiss if I accidentally just lost the game from this spot. Like I should never lose from this spot. So we'll try to take as safe lines as like the safest lines that we can. Don't care. All right. Oh, that's really funny. I play Galio, I go down to 3. There really should be nothing I'm scared of at 3 health. There really shouldn't. I'm not throwing the game by playing Galio, right? Because I would love Galio to level, and then I just start to beat him down, right? Yeah. I don't think there's anything I should be afraid of. He's already played all 3 cards that he wants from this turn. Like, if he has 3 pie tosses, I guess, but Perilous Pastries are slow speed. So, like, what can he really do? And, like, yo, you got it, pal. And I think I'll just give Galio Overwhelm? Is that good? Because I do have Shield of Durand. Galio's leveling, so I'm going to get the Rally. I think I'm just going to go for Overwhelm. Or I could just go for Regen. I'm not sure if it matters a whole lot, but I just attack, rally, attack again. I have Shield of Durand to give my Galio some extra stats if I need to. I don't know if Regen was necessarily the way I needed to go. No, we have like plenty of ways, right? Like we draw Cythria. We just end the game on the spot. We have options. Okay. We'll just draw first though, see what I hit. All right. I do want to attack first because the risk of not attacking right now is he can ping one of my units to proc my rally and then I waste the rally. Right now I have like 2 overwhelm units that are really pressuring. And then this is never dealing damage to me ever again through my harsh winds. Unless he has like form ups, which would also kind of suck. Going down to 1 health is probably not acceptable. But then I can just go like Broadwing, Badger Bear, Shield, Eat It. They have options. Oh wait, this blocks elusives. Wait, I could have blocked that last turn, right? Every time, man. I just forget this card can block elusives. Every time. That's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, this should never hit us. I could have blocked that last turn, right? Am I tripping? Because when he attacked... Yeah, okay, well, this is why I don't play Demacia. You just forget, and then you lose the game. He just like trashes into a... No, Atrocity got rotated, right? And he can like just trash a second time into something. You give up. Okay. All right, cool. Oh, smart. If you don't block, Galio doesn't rally. It's so insanely fucking smart. So smart. Smartest. All right, some Ashe LeBlanc, huh? The cool part about this matchup is these guys. These guys can't get frostbited. I'm not actually sure how frostbite works, how Ashe works. Like, does Ashe level if she freezes 0 attack unit? She does, right? She does. This card is insane because they can't deal with health on Formidable. The curve's a little bit awky. Ramp is probably acceptable. Like, this hand is pretty good, right? At the very least, we have a 2-3 curve. We have Spear to potentially attach on. And then we have some ramp if we like draw some late game cards. And then like Regen on Formidable is so insane against this kind of deck. Now the obvious downside is Reckoning, right? Formidable units get absolutely dumpstered by Reckoning. Oh man, unfortunately there's not much we can do in that aspect. So we'll see. If they don't draw Reckoning, we should just like kind of cruise. If they do draw Reckoning, well, we have to hope that we're not in the most vulnerable spot. This is slightly unfortunate. I think this is a very good way for them to deal with these kind of cards. Alright. Not much you can do here. If I ramp go to 5, I can't play up double units. So I'll probably just let him attack. Or see how he wants to attack. Yep. And then I'll just play out unit maybe. Or do I? This unit's kind of vulnerable. I could ramp into UU. Probably just slightly better. I do have some late game here that I might want to take advantage of. Like playing this guy is like into like a freeze is really not good. I'll have to play him out if I need to, but ideally I don't have to. I don't take damage from enemy spells or skills. I see. That's scary. But I get a good block next turn, eventually. And then I can give it regen, maybe. It is a little bit scary. Their guys are so freaking big, dude. 3 mana 5/4. We played a 3 mana 0/4. How's that fair? How's that fair, guys? Don't tell me that. So what is our game plan? Badger Bear is good block, I guess. Into this guy. He open attacks, we can block ramp. Maybe play Udyr. Say ramp and then Udyr stance. We just want to make ourselves not super vulnerable into Reckoning. Which means that we'll have to take what we can get. I would have loved to be able to kill LeBlanc somehow. LeBlanc is going to be kind of scary. Imagine if like Gorlith and then we just get Reckoning. How sad would that be? Yikes. This is just a beatdown, huh? The second issue is this is just vulnerable to like the not brutal skirmish, but the dealer card, the reputation strike spell. He's 3 out of 4 on reputation, right? 1, 2, and 3. No, he's actually at 4, so he's proc reputation. Actually, really scary. Reputation proc on 5, which means his the reputation strike spell costs 2. Ah, there it is. Bloody business. Yeah, that's super scary. Because we don't really have many things that can deal with LeBlanc. We need to find like a flash or we need to find a freeze of our own. Look at the devil. Speak of the motherfucking devil. Really good, actually. Makes us immune to a strike spell. Is good into Reckoning. Potentially. Yup. Okay, so he has mirror image, right? He's planning on... But he can't attack with this guy, no? A little bit tricky. I need to keep the flash freezes up. But if I play the spear, it's a 5/6 doesn't block. But he can't attack with this guy if he wants to mirror image him. So he just attacks with LeBlanc. I can freeze it. And then he mirror images I can block. Definitely a little bit of an interesting turn. And then I get a free stance that I can give regen to after this turn. Something like Brutal Steel, or not Brutal, but something like Elixir of Iron doesn't protect LeBlanc from my Udyr. Definitely a very interesting spot, because if I freeze this, the Bloody Business doesn't work this way. Yeah, this is kind of strange, right? Because if he wants to mirror image this guy, he can't swing with him. But then if he doesn't swing with him, he's not pressuring me. He then does it after the fact. I'm still okay. And I get a nice block here. I can give this Overwhelm, or not Overwhelm, but Regen. And then all of a sudden, his turn definitely gets slightly more awkward, right? He could also just not have another rally guy either, based off of how he's potentially playing here. So we'll have to see what he has here. Flash freeze. Okay. Not great. Give this region. Yeah, that's not great. That sucks. Do I have mana up? Am I allowed to do that? So I have a flash freeze, so I can use it to block. But I might need its health. It's kind of awkward. I have flash freeze and I have Badger Bear. He's still in a spot where attacking with Incisive Tactician is awkward. Gosh. Yeah, their units are just so tough to deal with. I would love to draw like another freeze maybe. Not quite. Okay, so even if he has another freeze, he copies this. I can block, but then I would lose my Udyr. Sucks. So he can just mirror image this guy. Okay. I probably can't give up my Udyr. But he can't like mirror image plus. Oh, interesting. Not bad for him, I wonder. Because now I don't need to sack my Udyr. No, he's gonna get a 0 mana mirror image, I see. Which is a problem. But he needs to attack with both, right? And I can just block. I could spear to save my Badger Bear. Something I could consider. And then like, what does he do? He needs attack with both. And I just block both of them. No, I guess this works as well. But it's just like we're in the same spot, right? Where I guess I lose both my units anyway. It does suck. Because now it's a little bit awkward. Like, do I guess I'm maybe forced to Naka to get some units on board. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. I wonder if there's a way I could have saved my Udyr. I guess like I could have froze the no, but if I froze the I decided to freeze the other guy, there was some chance I would just like kind of cry. All right, this hits Tiana every time, right guys? I need this to hit Tiana. Tiana would be absolutely sick. Oh my god. What? Wait a minute. Wait a gosh darn minute. I think Tiana would have done the job as well, but I mean, that kind of has to take the cake, no. That kind of just takes the goddamn cake. Holy moly. That was awesome. Ah, okay, perfect. We get a chance to see if this kind of deck does well into this deck. Now, the reason why I think it can stand a chance is A, this card. Removal doesn't work against it, and then B is ramp. I think I just want to look for ramp. I think ramping is a lot better than just leaning onto this kind of plan. Because once we get to late turns, because, you know, just off the merit of, or they don't really know it's in my deck, you can really cheese them by like open attacking them, thinking they're safe, playing Tiana and absolutely destroying them, right? Right. A little bit scary. But any chip damage I can get in is going to be important in the long run. And then it's like ramp into figure out the rest. Okay, he has potentially a spell that's discounted by 3, or multiple spells that have some level of discounts. Okay, I think we'll just play out our units this turn. Should be very difficult for him to adequately deal with this kind of board. And then we can ramp, look for things like Tiana later on. And then like our trades here are pretty fantastic, right? Like this attacks into this, these eat these up for free, somewhat. Never a free lunch, but I don't know if I should have actually kept this card. It didn't really pan out with like my hand. I could have played this guy over this guy, but I don't know. I don't want this unit to take damage from like blockers, because this guy can't take damage from anything else, right? Gorlith. Gorlith is so bad. Because of recalls. Oh, really? You could attack here if you felt cheeky. The only issue here is Tiana is not actually good. We don't actually have a board set up, so looking for something to pair with this charger this turn. It's actually good. Good enough, rather. That sets up Cythria, and then I can go Cythria Tiana. Maybe fish for a deny. I don't actually want that to get denied, but it would have been really bad if that got denied. Because this is like gonna be a 6/6 next turn. Okay. If I can get away with this turn without attacking, that's really good. Because then I can just go Cythria Tiana. I would hate to see a Mystic shot here. Like the one thing I don't want to see. Nice. I'm surprised he played that now. Generally, you want to save that for after Karma's leveled. And he's quite a long ways away. But maybe his hand just isn't shaping up the way he wants it to be. Yeah, that's pretty okay. And now we have Tiana, right? Which is why ramp is so insane. Sort of. Okay, so right now we need to think about what we want to kill. We want to kill Karma. Single combat's so insane too. We want to make sure that whatever he recalls is something that's easily playable and not super impactful. Like I don't want him to recall Cythria, right? So I want to do something like this, where the thing I probably want him to recall is the Feral Mystic, because it's the cheapest. No, it has Opum. I don't want him to recall that. I'd rather him recall the Petricide Charger, right? I'm gonna drag Karma with that. Drag this and that. So that way, if he recalls either of these guys to save his champions, the overall damage gets to connect. That's what's really important for Tiana, right? I want this guy to stick around because I want to rally with the 12 attack overall unit. But this is looking quite good. We never had to commit to the Gorlith. Say what now? Is that really? What? No shot. Like this is the false sense of security, right? He's like, okay, I survived the attack, you know, I'm gonna be close to turn 10, and then bam! You just rally on their heads. Like, what does he do now? What does he do? What does he do? Didn't expect that, did ya? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mirror Fizz, huh? This matchup is saved by blocking Badger Bear. Alright, sick. The question is, what else do I want? So I have token on odds. Blocking Badger Bear is obviously a keep. I'll probably play him on 3, so Wild Mysticism probably doesn't have as much merit. Here's just a solid card. But maybe I want like an actual 2-drop. This heals my Badger Bear, that could matter. And it could make his attacks awkward with Samira. So I'm probably just gonna keep him. Nice, we have Petricide Broadwing into Badger Bear, which is like, and a second Badger Bear? Oh my god. If he's playing the more elusive oriented version, this is really sick. Father Fury. Oh yeah, he's gonna be crying. He's gonna be crying. Yep. When you see these two Badger Bears, it's actually just over. He might as well just concede. And before he loses the game though. Galio, you shouldn't have. Galio's good because we're gonna have board. We should have board, right? And that can get us closer to level up, or even just 3 extra health on the Badger Bears goes a really long way. Here we probably just pass because we don't really care about him attacking, right? Like if he attacks, we always have blockers. And killing this doesn't really matter because I can block it on next turn, right? No way he pirouettes us. Galio? Really? So interesting. Like, does he not want to... Is he just not gonna... I mean, he has to. Galio seemed a little bit strange there. Okay, that's fine. Like, he spent his entire turn there, right? And then he's gonna see another Badger Bear. Like what do you do? What do you do when you see another Badger Bear? Pass. I ain't letting you get away. And then I have single combat as well. Hmm? No. No. Oh, third heavy metal there would have really sucked. I don't think this deck runs 3, but that was a little bit bizarre to me. Always develop into this deck. There's no point not developing. There is a maybe like, you know, you could argue to not attack in case he like drops Shelly. Because if he burns his whole mana, you always get close to Galio. Galio's gonna flip on this board, and then our attacks just become a lot more lethal. Like if we attacked here, he drops Shelly, we try to single combat into like an all-out, that there is some chance we lose there. Whereas if he has to pass this entire turn, he's likely never winning, right? And like we have Sett there for our late game, like I'm sure we can just like OTK them without having to worry about it. Okay. It's unfortunate we don't have anything to do this turn. But again, we have elusive blockers. Harsh Winds is phenomenal. Like he attacks into Harsh Winds. This is what I was worried about, right? Which is what he had, coincidentally. But we can shut it down. And he has a hard time attacking this turn. Then we go Galio, and then all of a sudden our attack is really good, right? Okay. Fun. Like he's gonna attack with both his units. Okay. No way he got a Guile. Okay, parlay. Interesting. I think it's relatively likely he has all out, which means that I don't really want to commit to it. He's gonna all out here, and then I can Harsh Wind single, right? Yep. Now he's out of mana. I could deny Stylish Shot if I really cared. Because this dies, I guess. Okay, yeah, I'll just deny the Stylish Shot. I should do it this way. Because health on this matters for damage. Nice. I deny Stylish Shot, which is one less spell for him to cast. I have Formidable Challenger with Galio, so these guys just don't get to live. He also just dies on board. Hell yeah. Is this deck sauce or what? This deck might go crazy. Maybe. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This deck absolutely smacked some of the most popular decks out there on ladder, and definitely surprised me very pleasantly. This deck does feel very, very solid. Your champion selection might be a little bit better. Udyr is probably not the best, although I think there are some very good cases for Udyr, especially with like the freezes, the strikes, and things like that, especially regen on cards like Galio and your Formidable. Something like Norra could easily fit in, even something like J4, especially powerful with the ramp. Being able to get out J4 much earlier than usual is very good. Even like Sejuani, right? But Galio, I think is pretty solid just because he gives us the extra ability to rally, which is very, very strong in these kind of decks that have a lot of big units, but maybe lacks the ability to pressure constantly. But Udyr definitely seems flexible. Gorlith is probably a little bit iffy into Ione decks these days. So, but definitely a little bit flexible late game, but your early game seems very solid. Flash Freeze and Harsh Winds, definitely very, very good. And definitely a deck to try out. So I'll leave it to you there for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.